here's all my videos for Monday, April 21st. Please subscribe and follow the channel to see more Trashing Trump with Mr. Johnny Stearns. Thank you. You know, when somebody passes away that you care about, you always hope that now they're in a better place. For the Pope, I know 100% he's in a better place. He's not with J.D. Vance. Just hours after shaking the hand with the devil personified J.D. Vance, the Pope Francis, passed away at age 88. And you see people all over the internet, MAGA cultists like Marjorie Taylor Greene, celebrating the Pope's passing because the Pope actually had the audacity to constantly criticize the Trump administration and their handling of immigrants and migrants, thinking that immigrants and migrants should be treated the way that Christ would have liked them to be, which is that they are also God's children and that they don't deserve to be shipped off out of this country and treated like they're poisoning the blood of this country the way that Donald Trump has called them to be, sending them to a CCOT death camp prison without any due process. But unfortunately, in this modern era, if you stand up for actual Christian values, if you stand up for good instead of evil, that makes you the enemy of Donald Trump and MAGA. So this comes as no surprise that someone who stood for the actual Christianity that Trumpers pretend to would become on the outs with MAGA. Rest in peace, Pope. MAGA, you're disgusting. And that's what it is. Throw me a follow. In breaking news, it turns out that the Trump administration is already looking for a replacement for its DUI hire, Pete Kegsbreath. You know, this is a shock, isn't it, people, that the unqualified weekend news host for Fox News was not qualified to run the United States military. You know, shame on all the Republican senators who pushed this through to make Donald Trump happy. I personally believe the safety of our country, our safety of our U.S. military is important. Obviously, Republicans and Donald Trump, they don't. Because for the second time in only a month, it's come out that he was leaking top secret military plans over the Signal chat app. This is outlandish. What would it take for this man to be punished for his actions? Does it take our military service members to lose their lives because of his actions? Because when that goes down, it's not only going to be on Pete Kegsbreath, it's also going to be on Donald Trump. This is why you don't hire a president to run the country who's going to select people to work for him only based off their loyalty to him, not their loyalty to America, the United States, or the U.S. Constitution. Shame on Trump, shame on MAGA. Pete Kegsbreath, he's got to go. And that's what it is. Throw me a follow.
One of your colleagues told us that if this should spiral into a pandemic, this flu could make COVID look like a walk in the park.
I agree.
You're scaring me.
I'm scared about it myself. I don't sleep very much these days, Bill.
It is a threat that is very significant and very real. And I recognize also this is a moment where it's easy to sound like an alarmist. What I'm here to tell you is this is a very serious threat to humanity. And the longer we let this persist, the greater the risks are going to be.
We better as a nation pray that this doesn't become a major pandemic, because if it does, let's face it, we're all fucked. Because this administration is so anti-science that even just this past week, they took down the old COVID website to fill up with a page of misinformation blaming the pandemic on Anthony Fauci. That's who this administration is. This is an administration that would rather deny the truth, deny the facts, even if it would mean millions upon millions of Americans losing their lives. Donald Trump cares more about himself and his power, just as he always had, that he gives a damn about any single American, even his own children. He doesn't give a rat's ass. So let's all pray that this doesn't get to that, because if it does, we're fucked. And that's what it is. Throw me a follow. Donald Trump versus Harvard University. In breaking news, it's just come out that the University of Harvard has sued the Trump administration for their illegal attempts to bully and threaten the university. The Trump administration has threatened to cut off billions of dollars in aid, to end their tax-exempt status, and make life hell for Harvard University. And why is Donald Trump doing that? Well, he would lie to you and tell you that's because of anti-Semitism that was there on the campus during the Palestinian protests. But the reality is it's much more about Donald Trump being a dictator and a fascist. He wanted full control of Harvard's curriculum and what could be taught and what couldn't be taught. He also wanted to force them to teach conservative values. He also wanted the assistance of Harvard University to help in deporting foreign students. This is crucial, that universities like Harvard do not bend the knee like Columbia did. This is what a dictator does. This is what a fascist does. They are going to indoctrinate the children and force them to learn what he wants them to learn. Any idea that's too woke, like wanting a democracy, will be squished out by Donald Trump and his administration. All I know is if you're going to ask me who I'm going to trust, the lawyers of Trump or the lawyers from Harvard, I'm taking Harvard. And that's what it is. Throw me a follow.